What's up, Bottom Nation? It's Monday. It's time to get topped. Pew, 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 pew. Does it work? Hold on. No, it doesn't. Pew, 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 pew. Time to get topped by me, Ashley Gavin. I'm so glad that you're back and listening. Thanks for everyone who wrote in and was so kind and supportive. A bunch of you joined the Patreon for those bonus episodes with Bre and You're Having Gay Sex, where you can write in. Thank you for doing that. Can't wait to see all of you in the Midwest on tour. I've never been to Nebraska. I'm excited. Or Iowa. Or Missouri. I've never been to any of these places. I am so excited to meet you all in person. And then today, oh my God, episodes like this are a gift. We interviewed, I've literally never said that. We had gay sex with Justin Tranter this week. If you don't know Justin, he has worked with so many Grammy award-winning artists on their most popular songs. We're talking Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Selena Gomez. He has basically defined culture for the past 15 years. Unbelievable guest, unbelievable person. They get into how they topped for the first time in 20 years. If that's not a headline, I don't know what is. All right, little bottoms, you enjoy. Listener, if you're looking at this on YouTube, if you're watching right now, I'm in my pajamas. You know why? I am excited to go to bed, okay? Do you know what it's like as a person with back pain to crawl into a bed that makes me feel good, that I know I'm going to get a good night's sleep? Incredible, okay? And I'm getting it because I sleep on a Helix mattress. Helix knows that everyone is an individual, and that's why you can head over to helixsleep.com/gaysex and take a 2-minute mattress quiz to figure out the best mattress for you. You put in all your customizations, your little algorithm thingies, your likes, your dislikes, and it spits out that perfect mattress just for you, listener. And don't take my word for it. It was named the overall best mattress pick in 2021 by GQ and Wired Magazine. And guess what? Getting a mattress, that's a huge decision, but you got time. You got 100 nights to try it risk-free. And if you don't like it, you will like it. But if you don't like it, they will come and pick it up for you. Plus, it has a 10-year warranty, listener. How great is that? So go on over to helixsleep.com/gaysex, take their 2-minute mattress quiz, and they'll match you to that customized mattress, and you'll get the best sleep of your life, just like me, listener. And right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/gaysex. Go jump on that bed, listener. What's up, Bottom Nation? It's Monday. Who's a little horny? Who's a little horny on a Monday? You are, you weirdo. And when I'm a little horny on a Monday and I need to start my week out right, I go and grab my little bottle of Foria. I use the sex oil and the awaken arousal oil. And let me tell you about this stuff. It's good. You might not think you need a little boost in your sex life, whether it's with your partner or alone, but I tried this stuff and it makes your orgasms more powerful. I felt them over my whole body. They lasted longer. It's a really cool plant-based product that helps you get the most out of your sex life, and it can even relieve pain and discomfort. Just imagine the best orgasm that you've ever had, and now think that could be better, and it can be with Foria. Foria has a serious cult following with tens of thousands of people who've had their sex lives transformed through using their products. Here's a real testimonial. My wife and I use the sex oil and awaken, and when she gets on top, we both come so hard that we see sounds and hear colors. That's quite a testimony, okay? So yes, you have my permission to try this, listener. I fully endorse you to go ahead and treat yourself to more, deeper, fuller pleasure wherever you can find it as often as possible, and you can start with a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order by visiting ForiaWellness.com/Ashley or use code Ashley at checkout. That's FORIA Wellness.com/Ashley for 20% off your first order. You hearing me, guys? 20% off. I recommend trying their Awaken Arousal Oil and Sex Oil. You'll thank me later, listener.
I topped this week for the first time in 20 years.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I love that.
I'm very femme. I like the feminine side of things romantically, but I don't know if that's true anymore. I think it's all evolving. I don't think I'll be a full-time top. I'm not crazy, but it was an amazing experience. I felt like there was like this huge 20-year mystery of my life just like totally solved.
Wow.
I like that you have it marked on your calendar.
Well, I remember the last time so specifically because it went so poorly. No, I'm just a huge fucking fan and can't believe I'm here. It's very exciting.
Okay, let's just actually start. That's a great way to, Alex, make a note. That's what I want the opening of the episode to be. Justin Tranter saying, I am a huge fucking fan.
I was going to say, Ash is going to want that clip for TikTok too. Just like embedded, just replaying. Your alarm when you wake up will be Justin Tranter saying,
I'm a huge fucking fan.
It's true.
I remember the day I discovered that you were following me and I was like, there's been a mistake. Something very bizarre has happened. And I don't know why this is happening. Listener at home, you know Justin's work because it's everywhere. He has written and produced songs for some of the biggest stars in the music industry. I mean, like everybody, literally the list is too insane. You know, Selena Gomez and like Justin Bieber, right? And huge, enormous. They're all gay. They're all fucking gay, and no one knows that their body of work is gay. Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about how many people are actually gay because of you?
I love, I do a lot in like straight up pop music, which is fucking amazing. But I also do a lot in like the alternative rock space, which is like the most homophobic realm ever. Not the artists, but the fans. The artists are always amazing, but like Imagine Dragons, the new amazing Italian rock band Måneskin, like I do Fall Out Boy, like the most like asshole like genre. Like my band I used to be in a band called St. Precious Weapons, and we would do like all the alternative radio tours, and the tweets that I would get from these fans of just like, get this F slur off the stage, like this isn't rock and roll. And now I'm like, right in this very moment right now, I have 2 songs in the top 5 of alternative radio, and I'm like, now who's the now
I also love the dupe of it all, that they like think that they're like so homophobic, and then they don't know that the music that they're listening to is just so inherently like gay.
Which is the most incredible thing about music throughout history. Music is gay and also black, and like no one realizes that the things that they're consuming, especially in American music, it's like so not what they think they're into. Also, Who's the Now is the name of my hit alternative rock song.
Done. I'll write it immediately.
In fact, I'm gonna this is called, I don't have any alternative rock on my soundboard, but that's Who's the Now by Ashley Gavin. But I'm so glad they're here. I'm also a fan of your band. I just pulled it up on my phone because I was like, there's a specific thing that I want to ask you about today from a song that Semi-Precious Weapons did, but we'll get into it later.
Okay, great.
I also am feeling such chemistry between the 3 of us already. I'm so glad that you're here. And we do intros at the beginning, but I just wanted to check in and just ask you guys. It's Monday, so I don't know. Bre, you do anything over the weekend?
Yeah, actually, Ash, you'll laugh at this because you know how bad I am with tech. I finally got some new screenwriting software. I was all excited.
I saw your post about it. Yeah.
Yes. So I actually, embarrassingly enough, I bought this like a month ago, and my anxiety-rooted paranoia of failure just prohibited me from actually downloading the software and beginning to use it. So I've been writing, as I usually do, in the notes app of my phone, and on Microsoft Word, which is so painful.
The Notes app is magic, though. The Notes app gets way too much shit. I mean, like,
it is.
It's just the easiest thing on the planet. People need to stop being so mean to the Notes app. I love it.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes me feel better. Because also it flows. It's a magic space. Because it's just whenever you think of something, the Notes app is there, you know?
Whenever you think of an apology, for example, you've said 45 times on an episode within the first 4 minutes, and you need to let the people know that you understand it's only kind of your word.
I was going to say it's not really at all unless you want to tell us something.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's up for debate.
I think for this moment, since, right, I mean, there are listeners eventually, but right now I'm the only here, and you have full reign of the word. You have full reign of the word.
I would never say that I identify as that word, but I have been called that word by a very confused cat caller.
When I lived in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, on the street all the time, there was this guy who would just stand outside of the Peter Pan donut shop, and he would just yell crazy things at me all day, every day when I pass him. And one day he just started yelling, because, you know, I still do, like, if I'm going to an event, but back in the day I wore like full makeup and 6-inch heels every day. And this man would just scream at me all the time, just the word transgender, just screaming. I'm like, that's not an insult, sir. That's
finish your thoughts, sir. Transgender what? We need a verb here and a direct object.
And I'd be like, you're half. I'm half transgender. I don't really know. It was magical. Sorry. Back to your Notes app.
No,
back to your Notes app.
But I didn't say that earlier. Back to the apology that has to go out, or I will be banned from the internet.
Ash, I do want a Notes app apology from you, just because I feel like they're very chic. There's something about like a screenshot of a Notes app uploaded to an Instagram story that just gets me off. I don't know what it is.
I'll find something to. You literally come to it? Is that what? I just absolutely come so hard to someone apologizing. That is probably a sexuality.
Specifically on the Notes app. There's something about the like pre-written Notes app.
Right, because you're gay. You want fanfic. You don't want video. That's perverse. Exactly. You like the written word.
Exactly.
What I was gonna say, the other super gay thing about rock and roll, or I'm not an expert. I'm not good at music, Justin. Like, I consume comedy, I think, the way other people consume music, and the way I consume music is the way people consume comedy. I'm just like, yeah, well, if it's good, whatever. Like, I just put it on. So I don't know all the terms. But what you were saying is being in 6-inch heels, being in tights, like some rock bands, they're straight, but their outfits are the queerest thing on the fucking planet. Of
all time. I mean, the 80s hair metal era is the craziest one for me. Because like the 70s glam, there was a lot of actual queerness happening in that world. From Bowie being bi to, there was a lot of queerness happening in 70s glam. In the 80s hair metal, it's just like the worst, douchiest straight dudes ever, just dressed like women. And
okay, I like to say that Axl Rose is my lesbian awakening. Somehow. I don't know why that makes sense to me, but it does.
I love it. I love it. I accept it.
It just,
accept
for me,
it.
I was like, I don't know why I look at this person and I'm a lesbian. I can't understand it. But I had a couple friends in elementary school that were really into that era. I don't know why. I think it was when we were still downloading, like ripping music off the internet on like sketchy sites, and you get like that presidential speech when you download it. And all my friends were getting this, and then we would, at our grade 7 grad ceremony, we walked down to Guns N' Roses because the main guy leading the like student project for our grade 7 grad like loved this music. So, and he was the coolest guy at school, so we just all had to listen to him. So I was deeply embedded, and it helped me realize I was gay somehow. So,
well, I was gonna say, like, it's sort of what's like happening now, except now I'm old. So now what the kids are listening to be cool was just what all of us listened to at the time, right? But like that kid was like trying to be cool. It's just the cyclical nature of like bringing back whatever was cool 2 decades or 3 decades prior. But let's get into it. We're going to introduce ourselves because we always wait 45 minutes to do that so that everyone is super confused and they don't know who they're talking to. But we're in the apartment. We're having gay sex. We're having gay sex with a phenomenal musician, activist, all around super cool person, Justin Tranter today.
Hello.
Am I saying your name right? I've never said it out loud. My connection to you has been private.
You actually nailed it, which is shocking. I get a lot of trainer. I get a lot of like people make up the craziest things ever, but that was Tranter. It's just like it reads.
Megan Trainor on the podcast today. Not sure how she's connected to queer culture, but I'm glad that she's here. Have you written for Megan Trainor?
I actually did write a song with Megan Trainor.
Of course.
There's the queer connection.
It's kind of a fabulous song called Genetics that is like I think it's like an early 2000s like dance pop, and it was too soon to do. It was like too soon
Ahead
to
of its
feel
time.
cool retro. Because there's that weird space where you're like, is this out of touch or is this retro on purpose? And we were being retro on purpose, but I think it maybe came across that we were out of touch.
I come off as out of touch all the time. That's sort of my brand. Maybe you noticed it in the first 5 minutes of this YouTube of this video.
Of this YouTube.
This YouTube that we're doing.
Oh my! Now I sound really. Maybe you notice that I'm not big on the YouTubes, kids. What's this? A podcast? Yes, so excited that you're here. I'm going to introduce myself, and then Bree is going to go, and then Justin copy the format. I know you'll be comfortable, but I am Ashley Gavin, cis gay white woman, she her pronouns. I don't know when this episode is coming out, but we got a big Midwest tour, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Philly coming up after that. I don't know, guys. I can't. Please stop making me list them. Please just sign up for my text alert. I'm dying. I'm a small business owner. I don't have time anymore.
I'm dying.
Not the impending death.
Here's the thing. I have a notes app open right now. Dear listener, I'm sorry that I keep going on about my text list. I know it's a lot and it's very extra, but would you sign up for it, please? That's me. And then filling in for the next few weeks till I figure out what the fuck is going on. Tis the Bre-son with Breanne Williamson. And it is the Bre-son because she's a little snowflake from up north. Keeping me from getting canceled. The Chancellor Canceler, Breanne Williamson.
Thank you so much for that. I'm Breanne Williamson. I'm a cis lesbian. My pronouns are she, her, and yes, I'm from Canada.
I need to come up. You know, I always have a rhyme for all of my people. We had youth in the sound booth. We had fat in the chat. Now I'm I'm trying to come up with something with Canada or like the North. Or like the border.
I feel like that's like such like a typical American thing. As soon as anyone's from Canada, they're like, so how do we incorporate maple syrup into this? Like, how do we make this a thing?
I mean, no, I've spent a lot of time in Vancouver recently for this TV show I'm working on, and it's kind of all that you guys talk about too.
It's true. It's all we have to offer.
You can't blame us because literally fucking everything is a maple leaf. Like,
that's true.
It's insane. So
if you walk down Gastown in Vancouver, it's all like it's a moose. It's people riding a moose with maple syrup just pouring out of their pocket.
The primary means of transportation around Canada is a moose.
Of course.
Wait, can I tell you with a completely inappropriate rhyme that I came up with just now?
Yes.
There's a maple leaf coming out every time she queefs. It's Breanne Williamson.
Honestly,
I knew that was coming, by the way.
It had to be done.
Okay.
Well, anyway, thanks for being here, Bre. Thank you for filling in.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
The amount I'm sort of in a chaotic place, liminal place right now, Justin, and every time Bre gets on camera and I see her, I'm comforted.
Oh, good.
And even though she just keeps queefing foliage.
I can't help it.
I was gonna say, what does the maple leaf actually have a smell? Because it's more of the syrup that we know, you know.
It's
so
a
like,
scratch and sniff. It's a scratch and sniff.
you know, I understand that the rhyme is in leaf and queef, but like, what does a maple leaf, the actual leaf, smell like? I don't know.
We gotta ask Bre.
I've personally never actually smelt a maple leaf, so
how could that be possible?
I don't know.
Justin, do you mind introducing yourself? You're all the information that someone at home might want to know because everyone's gay and they have to know.
Okay, perfect. I am Justin Tranter. I write songs. My pronouns are all of them, and I mean that seriously. I love all pronouns. I wish my pronoun could be it, but I've been told that's a little offensive, even though it's for my own pronoun. But I am non-binary. I am queer as fuck. And that's it, right? Those are all the gay requirements to tell people.
Those are the gay requirements. What are you working on right now? Like where do you want people to go and look at your stuff? Because you're the culture, but like everyone has absorbed your work. I'm really not trying to put you on a pedestal. I'm like, your career is so interesting to me, and it's something that I don't understand. So it's just like magic. It's just magic to me.
Well, thank you. Yeah, if you're a Spotify user, you can like look up like written by Justin Tranter. Like Spotify makes like a proper playlist for it, and so does Apple Music as well. And so you can see like the bulk of all of my songs.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I have like an Instagram like everybody else, which is like sometimes music, but normally just me like spiral raging at politics. So if you're into that, which we don't get enough of, if you're interested in a songwriter's take on raging at politics, then please come check me out at Tranter Justin. But yeah, right now I'm working on actually my first TV show, which is really cool. It's the reboot of Grease, so it's called The Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Oh my gosh, this has been everywhere. My friends have auditioned for it. This is a huge, huge thing going down in Vancouver. That's so cool.
And it's been amazing. It's like over 30 original songs for season 1, which has been fucking insane. And so yeah, I make pop music for the most part, but now I'm making a TV musical, which has been fucking unbelievable.
Cool. So yes, let's get to the gay sex. I did have gay sex this week, and I'm trying to figure out what to talk to you guys about. I slept with this girl over the weekend in another city, and no, this person over the weekend. They're like you. They use any pronouns and are open to any language. And I get the vibe that in their life they don't have like a lot of people around affirming the other non-femme parts of them.
Yeah.
So even though when I think about them, it's like, I love how femme they are, I want to also acknowledge the other parts of them. So I've been trying to do that.
Yeah.
And like, I can feel the masculinity too. Like when we first kissed, I like felt it, and like, I don't know, I really like, oh my God.
So it was good.
Ash is in love. Like it was.
Wait, really?
The last episode that we filmed and Ash talked about this person, it was like, holy fuck. Like she's obsessed.
Yeah. And
really?
Yeah, it's a problem because they're not available. Like they're not gonna be. Here's the other thing about me. Justin.
Are they in a relationship, or they just live in a different place, or what's the non-available?
I'm 34. They're in their 20s, like figure it out life. They want to move to Argentina. They're they were born and raised in Argentina. They want to go back.
Argentina.
Fabulous.
All places.
Just as far away as possible.
Yeah.
A quick commute. Yeah.
They looked on a globe. Ash was here, and they just went to the other side, and that's where they're gonna fly.
Another hemisphere said, fuck you.
Right. They're like, pull out the notes app because I'm booking a flight to Argentina and I need the people to know why.
Yeah.
And I just really like them. And we were hooking up, and I didn't mention this on the last time. Well, here's the thing. On the last episode, they texted me in the middle of the episode, basically being like, very kindly being like, hey, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm not sure that I can hang out again before you leave.
Did you read this out loud on the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did do that. Yes. because I have no
It was so
boundaries.
sad too because she was so excited. She's like, oh, they texted. They messaged me back. And a little insight too, Ash had extended her stay in hopes that this person would hang out again with them.
How many times did you hang out?
We
Just
ended,
once?
Yep.
And
Okay.
she's hoping for round 2.
I was hoping for round
stay.
2. And the thing is that the first time we hung out, we were up till 5 in the morning. We had a great time.
Full early lesbian romance situation where it's
Right.
hours.
We like dry humped on a rooftop with like blankets and pillows and shit.
Honestly, sounds hot as fuck. That sounds great.
And I was a little surprised that they didn't want to hang out with me, but they're also like a little bit mysterious.
You're like, I'm a great dry humper. Why did they not want to see me again?
What are you waiting for? This dry hump wasn't your dream?
You must not have read the Yelp reviews. I have 5 stars in dry humping.
They're probably chafed from your jean shorts, you know.
They needed
Sorry,
a break.
that was
They
a
needed
bad
break.
lesbian joke. Did we get it? Thank you.
I mean,
I am wearing jean shorts, so I vibe with that.
I was wearing jeans as well, not jean shorts, but jeans. But I was surprised, but also wanted to take them at their word that they were feeling a little overwhelmed and tired and that they just know what they want. But then the next day, so this will just be my story. And there's kind of 2 elements to it because I didn't get to touch on this last time. I had never slept with a non-binary person with whom I didn't know what words to use. They explicitly were like, any words.
Right.
Usually the people I've been with, they've been like clear about things that they like to be called. You know what I mean? But this person was like open. And I had never been in this situation. And guys, I am embarrassed to do this. What is about to happen is embarrassing.
I'm getting embarrassed for you.
I know.
I don't know what's coming.
Because it's personal and I think you guys kind of know what's coming. And there's no good way to do this without being extremely vulnerable. Justin is literally tucking into their shirt right now. They are like a frightened turtle. So they had explicitly been like, you know, call me whatever you want in bed. But I did not realize how incredibly gendered almost everything I say in bed is.
Yeah.
Do you guys, have you thought about it? I mean, Justin, you must, as a non-binary person, this must come up for you.
A lot, you know, what's weird for me is like, what I can't handle is like, I don't like being called handsome. I don't like any like descriptors that are masculine. Like I like to be called gorgeous and pretty. But when it comes to my body parts are my body parts. So I don't mind those like using the traditional terms for my body parts.
I wasn't even thinking about body parts.
Okay, well then I need to hear.
Yeah.
More
That's where my mind went.
Me too. Okay, wait, what? Go.
I'm not a big body part lister in my dirty talk.
Lister.
Fair. Sometimes it can be odd. Sometimes it's hot. And sometimes you're like, yes, that is what that is. Correct. Good job.
Right, exactly. And I know for some people it's super hot.
Yeah.
I've done it once or twice with a partner that I knew really liked hearing those words and just sort of the narration. You know, when you're with someone and all they want to hear is just what you're doing, as if, honestly, kind of like a Wattpad or the Notes app, you're just like literally spelling out for them what is happening, but it turns them on so much. This was not like that. This was basically like your standard issue. Oh God, I can't even look. Your standard issue, like good girl.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? Oh, Justin hated that so much.
Both of us just
Not
Come on,
good
guys.
girl.
not that of all things.
Wait, hold
not
on.
That.
Wait, what I need to really clarify something right now. All you did was dry hump and you were whipping out the good girl?
No, we had sex. We had sex later that night.
But Justin, they changed locations. They were at this person's place on a roof dry humping. And then they went to a secondary location to Ash's hotel to have further sex.
Gotcha.
And it was good. And yes, you know what? Honestly, though, if you're dry humping right, I do think good girl can make an appearance.
A closed rooftop dry hump does not call for good girl. I'm just gonna
Does
say.
not.
I'm just gonna say to the
I totally disagree.
Like good this or that, no matter what the descriptors are. That like that only for me would like come into play like in an extreme like dom sub situation. But and no judgment, if you got to a dom sub situation on your first night, congratulations, I'm jealous.
on the dry hump.
Yeah, dom a dom sub dry hump.
Interesting. Am I whipping out the good girl too early?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're literally on a date. We're eating. We're staring at each other from across the dinner table. I'm like, oh, you like that spaghetti? You like that?
Oh no. Oh no.
You like that spaghetti, good girl. Slurp it up, good girl.
The person's like,
Twirl that fork, good girl. Twirl that fork.
this would make the best bit. Like, we need to see this in a short film from Ash, where she's just like on first dates calling people good girl.
I talked about it on stage and I realized like I didn't know what to say because obviously you can't be like good person.
Good person.
It literally sounds like you're complimenting them on an act of charity for fucking you.
Yes.
You're a good person.
You're a good person for giving me this.
You didn't have to be doing this and you did it anyway.
We're creative people. We have to think of something like
Well, I posted in my Discord. If you guys aren't on it, get in there, listener. It's in my bio link and all that and on my website. And a lot of people were coming up with really cute names to refer to someone early in a like, oh, I met this hottie. Oh, I met this cutie. Oh, I'm, so-and-so. But like it is right in. What are you saying during Dirty Talk that hits the spot? Because person is not it. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe
baby?
I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Baby's cute.
Good baby.
Well, that sounds perfect. Never mind. When you put good baby in front of it, when you put good, no, it's out.
Notes app is out right now. I'm sorry about the weird reference to children I made on the podcast.
Ash, I just love that you say good girl enough in your one night stand scenarios that you need an alternative. Like, not just a Dirty Talk alternative. You're like, I need to have a word for after good.
You know what?
It's my go-to.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm kind of stumped for you because the word good, you never think about it. What actually how gendered our entire planet is not new info. Well, actually, not all countries use very gendered, not all languages do, but most of them.
Most of them.
But what is surprising me the most in this is not realizing the word good in front of something is really tricky. Because also, like, why is good girl or good boy okay? Because that's also not of age. Like,
I know, it's a little bit, oh my God. I will say that I had a really strong connection with this person. And like, I don't think that I would have been good girling, good personing, good boying someone else so quickly.
Right.
I'm also a big yes ma'amer, which was another
insects.
No, like if they tell me to do something,
I'm just gonna say if I slept with someone and I knew that their go-tos were either good girl or yes ma'am, and they went to the yes ma'am, I'd be like, do I need Botox? Like, I need to fucking get some cream on my face. Like, what the hell? Ash is like, in the scenario, I figure it out. Am I doing a yes ma'am today? Am I doing a good girl?
Guys, I was vulnerable with you.
No, and I'm trying to help. I'm trying to brainstorm for you. I'm sorry. You're right. We are not being good friends right now.
No, you're being honestly, you're being very bad friends. What you're saying to me is that my game is weak. That's what I'm hearing from you. And just FYI, my game is not weak. My game is not weak.
Your game is not weak. You're hot as fuck. Just this is the first time meeting you, but even just on the internet, you're hot as fuck. Your game is definitely not weak at all. No.
Now I feel arrogant. Maybe it's weak. I don't know, but I say,
I just think the terms are a little tired. Just the terms, the choices.
What the? Yes, ma'am is great because yes, ma'am is like, oh, like I'm giving you, like I'm
your sub.
Yeah, like in a playful, fun. I'll tell me what to do in it's like a fun, light way.
Yeah.
I think I'm killing. I think I've had enough experience that I'm delivering the lines well. This is not the delivery that I'm sweating. This is not the delivery. This is not the delivery that I would use in the bedroom. I'm saying this in a conversational way so that I don't sexually harass you guys live on a podcast.
I mean, I would consent to role playing right now if you want to workshop this. I'll consent to that.
But you want to know the best part about what ended up happening with this person?
Please.
Later on, the next day, they invited me to a picnic outside in the sculpture garden by the museum in the town, and they brought like a really bougie picnic bag with like forks and knives and shit, and like cheese and hummus. And we had such a cute little date. And then we made out and they drove me to the airport. They dropped me off in the airport, and we've been texting and calling. So it ended up being really good. And I'm totally going to fall in love, and I'm going to want to die.
So they said, we don't want to I can't hang out with you.
Just that night.
Gotcha.
And you said, perfect, no problem. I've actually already extended my stay because I'm obsessed with you. So I'm free tomorrow as well.
I've actually bought a house down the street. I'm totally forgoing my career. I just want to be with you for the rest of my life. That cool with you? Good person.
Good person.
And that's my gay sex from this week.
I loved it.
Wow. I've never gotten applause. Even Alex is applauding.
That was really good. It was very vulnerable and still hysterical. I really appreciated it.
Listener, don't forget to support the Patreon, patreon.com/WHGS. That's how we pay Alex. He is a full-time employee of the podcast. We could not pay him on ads alone. Me also. This is full-time work, so please consider going and donating. And in return for those donations, you get bonus episodes. You get comped tickets when I'm in your city. You get extended, unfiltered, uncut episodes, weekly access to my Zoom stream of my show in New York, and lots of other stuff. Patreon.com/WHGS. Listener, do not miss me when I'm in your city. I know you miss my TikToks and my Instagram posts, and sometimes you skip podcast episodes. I'm only in town once a year, so let me text you once a year when I'm in town. Or I can email you, ashleygavin.com. There's going to be 25 cities on this tour. Don't miss your city. Listener, you're gay. All right? So you know the experience of meeting that cool queer cutie and being like, oh, man, I got a U-Haul and I got a U-Haul now. And sometimes you don't have the cash to pack up all your stuff and rent a U-Haul. And personally, on a more serious note, as a small business owner, I know what it feels like to need cash in a pinch. And that's why I'm recommending Dave. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you've got a lot of weddings coming up. Whatever it is, let me tell you about Dave right now. Dave is the banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. That's more money to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, or catch up on bills. You can finally tackle those expenses that have been stressing you out without any hangups, and there's no interest and no credit check needed. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and you need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from future you. All right, listener, download the Dave app from the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve. Member FDIC. Future you will thank you. Compensated spokesperson. Advances up to $500 are available to new members with extra cash accounts, subject to availability and approval. Terms and express fees apply. See http://dave.com/legal for details. Designed by Dave, not a bank. Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Holds all deposits and issues the Dave debit card pursuant to a license from MasterCard. Justin, did you have gay sex this week?
I did have gay sex this week, and this is also going to be kind of vulnerable and ridiculous at all at the same time, but for very different reasons. I topped this week for the first time in 20 years.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I love that.
I like that you have it marked on your calendar.
Well, I remember the last time so specifically because it went so poorly. That
20 years ago and never again.
it was, well, also I was born in 1980, so it's really easy for me to mark eras of my life because it's all like literally like on the clock, you know? It was 20 years ago, it was a guy I was dating, and he was formerly Mormon, so there was like a lot of shame involved in everything, and we were like, you know, in our very early 20s, so there was a lot of shame and everything. The sex was always tricky,
working on the shame, and then like
Justin, have you ever heard about soaking?
No.
I love where this is going. I know a lot. I unfortunately know a lot. Why I know a lot about this.
I got on soaking TikTok.
Are you kidding me, Bre?
What's soaking?
Soaking is what Mormons do not to have sex. They put the tip of their dick or maybe their whole penis into their partner, her, you know, in Mormon tradition, definitely identifying as a woman. Yes.
Yeah.
And they don't thrust back and forth because that would be sex.
They just insert and they soak. They let it marinate.
Like an olive.
Yes.
No, but here's the thing. Does anyone actually just soak, or is that what they claim is happening?
Oh, Alex knows. Yes.
If I have an addition, if I may throw in an addition,
Yes.
I've heard that sometimes there's a third party involved
Yes.
bouncing on a bed in order, because that way, you know, that's just
What?
the world is making it happen.
Yes.
What in The Handmaid's Tale is that?
Yes, exactly.
Is-
They get like a friend. Okay, there's like in Utah, there's a big
Wait, I gotta
big
say-
college. This is
I'm
very
calling the
common
police.
act.
I'm calling the police.
Wait, can
I'm
I just
calling
say-
the police.
This is a good friend. While I don't agree with these practices, this is the mark of true friendship. That you are bouncing a bed so that your buddy can get laid without going to hell. That is friendship
That's true.
at its finest.
They stand
Wow.
over top. They like so the people are laying between their legs on the bed and they stand on the bed and then they like jump so that the people below are like on a little trampoline, like woo, or we're not doing anything.
This is just making me, I was laughing for a minute, but now I'm just so depressed. Imagine growing up with all that fear and shame that like you're doing some weird like acrobatics act to just feel something.
And
like
booking
that.
friends in to jump.
You
above
guys think it sounds sad. I think it sounds pretty hot. To me, this is...
Now, I'll agree with you. It could be hot if there wasn't that a serious amount of shame involved.
For sure,
Exactly.
for sure. I would love to role play a Mormon situation. Soaking.
But
I don't know
again-
how I would do it, but
It's a great point, actually. That does sound fun.
It's a dry humper's dream, you know. So
But yeah, so when it happened 20 years ago, it didn't go well. And he was kind of mean to me about like how, just let's be honest, like how quickly it was over. And I also am very femme and I love my femininity. And so just kind of like always assumed that I would just like always bottom, even though I am very, I run a very serious life and career, and like I'm a boss for sure. But I like the feminine side of things romantically, but I don't know if that's true anymore. I think it's all evolving. I don't think I'll be a full-time top. I'm not crazy, but it was an amazing experience, and I felt like this mystery of, because the one time being so bad and this one going so well, I felt like there was like this huge 20-year mystery of my life just like totally solved.
wow.
what prompted it? Like, was this a partner that you've been with a while? Like, what's the situation?
It's a guy I've been dating just for like a couple months, and I married myself a couple years ago. I've been literally single for like 10 years.
Justin, I fucking love you.
I
Thank
love
you.
that.
Can I just say, I want all of my friends are getting married. They're having kids. There's weddings. There's bridal showers. There's
It's
baby
disgusting.
showers.
It's disgusting.
Can
Yep.
someone just please throw me a little career shower for my accomplishments?
Hello?
Where are my presents?
Hello. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And I was always making the same mistake in my 20s when I was dating. It was like I would like always date people who were, and most of them actually, I'm still very close friends with them. And they were amazing, but they just like didn't have their shit together, and it was a disaster. And I thought I could fix them because I am so driven and I'm very like naturally positive person. And I was like, oh, I can heal all of this and like everything will be great. And that's not true, you know, like duh. But we didn't have like talking about like improving
What are you
yourself.
talking about? You can't fix all the people that you meet? I don't understand.
I know. And, you know, but 10 years ago, no one was telling you that you couldn't. You know, they'd be like, just be a good partner. Just be a great boyfriend and everything will be fine.
No, that's genuinely the first time Ash has ever learned that. Like, this is actually a breakthrough moment for Ash.
So I literally was like, you know what? I'm just like, well, first of all, my career took off, right? My career took off and you can't really date successfully in my field at the beginning of it. Like if you already have a partner that's like locked down, maybe you can, but like trying to hang out with someone, I'm just canceling all the time. Because if a pop star says, come to the studio, I'm going to the fucking studio.
I totally understand.
You
the
know,
amount of calls I get from Lady Gaga totally interfering with my love life.
Fuck you.
I clear the schedule as well.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, I couldn't do it. So like, this is the first time I'm like actually trying to date in literally like 10 years. And also like, I was of course having sex the whole time. But not as much sex as I should have been having. But, you know, a couple times a year, you have to figure it out. And so I think also since I'm dating somebody, it was the first time in a very long time I felt comfortable enough to like explore something that I wasn't really sure if I was going to be good at or not.
That must have been such like a release in like pun not intended. But I genuinely feel like I remember the first time I kissed somebody and they told me I was a bad kisser. So in a very like small way, I can relate that I remember like, a year later, I kissed someone else and they were like, wow, you're a good kisser. And it was like this crazy like moment of like, I was like carrying that with me that like, oh, I suck at this.
Yeah.
This is kind of related to that. But after I got out of my closeted relationship was largely sexless because there was a lot of sexual repression and like other issues, like issues in our relationship coming into the bedroom. And I remember when I went into my slut phase that I had after it that really initiated this podcast just historically. And I remember feeling like I felt so hot. I was like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I had forgotten that I was hot, which is just so crazy.
How could you have forgotten? Oh my gosh.
For people at home, I'm sure people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Ashley? Like, you're the most arrogant person on the planet. But truly, my self-esteem was so low. So it's so nice. Do you think that's why you went into the topping? You were like reclaiming your, you know, like your sexuality in a way?
I think so. I think there was like a reclaiming. Also, I just felt comfortable enough to this person's really fucking nice. And I was like, if this goes awry, like he's going to be very, very nice to me. So that was part of it too. And then actually, cause I am, you know, like you're coaching me through your podcast structure, but I have listened to a couple episodes. So I was prepared for this. And I was like, am I going to talk about this? And I was like, you know what? I was hanging out with friends on Saturday night. Two of them were trans women and I was telling them this story and they were like, you know, but femmes need to talk about topping more often. So I think you should go on Ashley's podcast and be honest about it because like there's room for everyone to explore everything. And I don't think I've even ever actually talked about my sex life on a recorded thing. So this is not only am I talking about my sex life, but I'm talking about something brand fucking new.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the vulnerability. I mean, like, I agree with you. And also because it's like, I imagine many of your partners are cis men or like, you know, more on the mask side. But I don't know how it is in your community, but like with lesbians and AFAB folks, like there can be some toxic masculinity that makes more butch women or people feel like they don't know that they can be bottoms and be open about that. And like,
they don't know that they can be a good girl. You know, they don't know. They don't.
No.
I'm fully going to die. This is the most embarrassing episode of all time. Little butches out there. Do you want to be good girl? You just ask for that.
No, I get what you're saying though, in all seriousness. There's a weird structure in the like queer community sometimes that we're fighting against heteronormativity, but at the same time then we like weirdly replicate it.
It's insane.
Not just replicate it, sometimes we double down. I really feel like there are times where we're like the toxicity of toxic masculinity, like we perceive that as masculinity.
Yes.
And therefore we bring it into these situations.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was in college and seeing like the rugby team, you know, was the way to be gay at my college. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. Like that, like the weird parties and the frat boy stuff. Like I just didn't relate to it, you know? So I think it's important for like femmes can top and butches can bottom. And like, yeah, I have to ask you something. I've listened to your music and I couldn't find the exact song. And I'm so mad at myself for not remembering which one. But don't you're like kind of you flip straight men. Like you do that.
I don't like to use that terminology.
Right. That was your first test, Justin.
That was an Ash special, that line.
But I will say specifically in my days when I was presenting the femininity I feel inside on the outside all day, every day, which the only reason that's changed is because I've just gotten tired and it's a lot of work to be femme all the time. But if it's a night out or an event, it's full femme. But I think then it was, there's like you were talking about, there was so much toxic masculinity in the gay community that no gay men would ever even consider dating me. I was just like something they could like pet and like worship from afar. It was like a joke. So the only sort of people that were attracted to me were men who were either pan or bi or identifying as straight, but learning other parts of themselves. But if you want to go through a Google search journey and just like Google like Justin Tranter 2008, 9 or 10, it's, there was 5 o'clock shadow, but besides that, I looked like a woman, so it's, there were most of my past partners have been people who identified as straight and then went on to identify as other things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or still are identify as straight, but I think because luckily people have for the most part stopped putting in their like online profiles, no femmes, like I think because they'll just get shamed, but that doesn't mean they're still thinking it, right? Just because luckily like culture has told them you can't publicize that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean like our community has been cured of that,
The good news is hopefully that that trickles down to the younger generation as something that they don't see and therefore they don't start thinking it and we make progress moving forward. And also I'm sorry for the flipper line.
No,
well, thank you for sharing. And you talk about that in your music, which I love. And also, I gotta say, I think it's badass. Like, I think it's so badass that these guys are so into you. I don't know. I love the power of it. I know it's problematic. I'm sorry. I apologize. The Notes app is out. But I love the power that that these men are drawn to your femininity. I think it's fucking cool.
My favorite movie as a youngin was Basic Instinct, which is I was way too young to be watching it. And just the power that Sharon Stone had and in all of that like brilliant femininity, it's like definitely like informed me on a deep, deep level.
Our Gen Z listeners probably just turned off. They were like, who is Sharon Stone? I'm done. But
yeah, well, listen, Gen
Learn
Z,
about it.
If you want to know what beauty is, Google fucking Sharon Stone. Okay. You don't know what beautiful is until you know Sharon Stone.
Justin, do you have time to go over to Bre? It's time for Bre's story.
We have to. We can't, this has to be a full.
Isn't Bre killing it?
Killing it.
I love when I get my mid-episode peer review.
Even with all the maple leaves, Bre is somehow finding a way to kill this.
It's so weird that she can inhale those pancakes covered in maple syrup and do this podcast at the same time and play hockey. So weird.
Gavin's down here just shooting a puck.
Sports. Listener, you've had a long day. You have a long day of being gay. You've been swiping through the apps, not finding anybody. Or maybe you drove 4 hours to see that sweetie just for a second to drive all the way back and you're tired. Don't you want to just crawl into the comfiest bed that you've ever had in your life? Don't you want a good night of sleep? I'm getting that good night of sleep on my Helix mattress. I've been a Helix mattress owner for 2 years now. It's the best mattress that I've ever owned. I highly recommend it to you guys. And the reason it's so damn good, listener, is because they have a custom quiz. You can go to helixsleep.com and take their 2-minute quiz to figure out what mattress is best for you. And this is some algorithm shit. This is not simple stuff, okay? You put in what side you sleep on, your stomach, your back, your side, if you need the mattress cool, if you got lower back pain, if there's a partner in the bed with you, if you are so lucky, and it spits out the perfect mattress for you. And don't just take my word for it, listener. Helix was the overall #1 best mattress pick of 2021 by GQ and Wired magazine, and it's been recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving sleep. So get this mattress, listener. Go on over to helixsleep.com/gaysex, take their 2-minute quiz, and they'll match you with a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. I endorse it. They even have a 10-year warranty, and you can try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even come and pick it up for you, okay? Come on, guys. Right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/gaysex. That's helixsleep.com/gaysex. Go try it out, listeners. Go take that quiz. All right, listen up, you weirdo. I know you're a weirdo because right now you're listening to the We're Having Gay Sex podcast. And I gotta say, you're probably interested in some sex-related stuff to make your sex life better. And I have a great product for you, Foria. Now, Foria sent me a bottle of their Awaken Arousal Oil. It smells incredible. It kind of smells like I'm about to have a chai tea latte on my clit. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's good stuff. It's plant-based products that basically increase sexual pleasure, decrease discomfort if that's something that you have, and it makes your orgasms feel more powerful. Mine in particular felt like full body, and they lasted longer. They felt fuller. It's really great. You can try it with or without a partner, and they're meant for everybody. No matter what you got going on downstairs, Foria can make that an even more fun experience for you. A little more about Foria. Foria is using all natural and plant-based ingredients to intensify sexual pleasure and relieve discomfort. And you might be thinking, what's an arousal oil? Well, the Awaken Arousal Oil is like a juicy warm-up that helps you get really turned on, increases your pleasure, deepens your orgasms with a partner or solo. It uses CBD and warming sensation-inducing organic botanicals that enhance arousal, sensitivity, pleasure, access to orgasm, and help with any discomfort. Best of all, it just turns you on, and I can speak to it. I've used it. The stuff works. Used together, Foria's Awaken Arousal Oil and Sex Oil are the perfect combo for peak pleasure. So yes, listener, you have my permission to try this. I fully endorse you to go ahead and treat yourself to more, deeper, fuller pleasure wherever you can find it as often as possible. And you can start with a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order by visiting foriawellness.com/Ashley or use code Ashley at checkout. That's FORIA wellness.com/Ashley for 20% off your first order. I recommend trying their Awaken Arousal Oil and Sex Oil. You will thank me later, listener. Bre, did you have gay sex this week?
I did not. I've been fucking busy. But you said something earlier that really resonated with me that I wanted to share about. And it speaks to the fact of feeling really busy, but also like not having traditional milestones as a queer person. And in turn, not feeling those like traditional celebrations. And I feel like I've had a really clear contrast to that because my younger sister, who's 3 years younger than me, is literally my best friend, like so connected to her. But we always joke that she's got like the white picket fence trajectory of life. Like she did the whole like dated the guy for a couple years. They got engaged. They got married. Then a year later, she got pregnant. Now she's 8 months pregnant. Now they just bought a home. So it's like very much like check, 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 check with the like heteronormative like life milestone celebrations. And I feel like the last literally 3 years of my life has been just, engagement party. It's like that clip, like bus, another bus, plane, party. But it's just like fucking baby, wedding, engagement party, baby shower.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I love that so much for her, and I'm so excited to celebrate that. But it's really made me realize that for people that don't choose that more traditional life path or have other goals in life, society, specifically heteronormative society, and like maybe just the people around me, like family, extended family, people I see in the workplace, don't have in place ways to like celebrate that as much.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of like weird. Like, for example, my sister is due on August 10th.
By the way, you are such a good sister. Bre is posting just like picture after picture of her babe of a sister looking hot and pregnant.
She's so beautiful. She's literally the most beautiful
And then it's just
person.
like a picture of her sister and then like minutes of Bre weeping in her story, being like, my sister is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I can't wait for her to have her baby. It's so sweet. Me and my sister, we do not have this going on, this like celebration of one another.
And that's what I mean. Like, I love it, but I'm just, you get to a point that you're like,
it's insane. It's fucking
crazy.
insane. You're being so sweet and so supportive, but fuck that. It is nuts. The shit that straight people make us, not just us, they make other straight people go through. Is no one likes it. No one likes a baby shower. No one likes a fucking wedding. No one likes any of it. It is fucking bonkers, and it has to stop. I have like many nieces and nephews.
Thank you.
I have many nieces and nephews, and I love them. And I am
Justin, run for office and make this your platform, please. We need on the sound.
We did it, Joe.
We got rid of baby showers. We need to do it.
Yes.
No, it is insane to me. And like, so I have many nieces and nephews, and I love them, and I'm very supportive, and like, they're a big part of my life. But I told all of my brothers, I don't want to see the kid until they're like 12. Like, I don't like until they can have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. I'm just not interested.
This is therapeutic to me
and
right
I'm
now.
tired of us, like, we're so desperate to assimilate into heteronormative culture that we have to pretend like I care about your fucking baby.
What's
I
about to
don't
happen
care.
is people are about to hate. The homophobia is on the rise, and it's about to go way up because a million queer people are going to text their sister being like, don't talk to me for 10
Don't
years.
care.
Like, and everyone's going to be like, what happened? Ashley Gavin. And I'm going to be pulling out the notes app. Sorry that I ruined your wedding.
It's so true though, because it's like, if I have to fucking like get another napkin that fits the theme of another pointless event.
Oh my God,
it's
you're in
so
charge?
exhausting. Oh my God. Well, because I'm also like a person that's like, I'm such a yes person, and I love supporting people in my life. I do that for queer friends that are hosting drag shows. I do that for everyone in my
For
life.
queer friends that are hosting podcasts.
Oh, like fuck. But like, it's also like, it gets to a point where it's just like, you're like, yay, yeah, another thing, woo. And it's like, oh my gosh,
crazy.
it's crazy. It's so much time, so much money. Everyone, like you said, like it's this weird thing that's just happened forever. So everyone has to be excited about every single milestone.
Yeah.
And everyone just accepts it. But everyone underground, when you talk to them in a separate space, they all hate it. They're like, fuck, I have to go to 3 weddings this summer. I fucking hate this.
If no one likes it. That's
No
what I'm
one
saying.
likes
It's
it.
like, it's not just us as queer people. I think that we're just the only ones who have the guts to be like, this is insane. But no one likes it. No one.
It's overpopulation, and I'll tell you why. Because 70, 100 years ago and back, you went to the wedding for the people in your town and your family, and the wedding only had like 50 people there. Now everyone is fucking Bridezilla, Groomzilla on their fucking Instagram, and they're inviting 400 people, and it's
so
like
much.
there should be. You should only go to one wedding a year. That should be the only wedding that like, yeah.
That's
max.
too much. That's too much. That's too much. I have a rule. Have I known you since high school, or do you make me money? If that's not...
That's it. That's so true.
Oh my God, I'm getting that tattooed on my fucking forehead.
That's so true.
If that's...
Do you make me money? Alex, I'm going to your wedding, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, or do we actually speak every day? Are we such
Right.
good friends that we
Yes.
speak every day? Have I known you since high school? or do you make me money? And besides that, I'm not going to your fucking wedding. I'm not. I'm just
It's
not.
so true. People also are getting too like open with their wedding invites. I get wedding invites that I'm literally like, who? Like, what the fuck is happening?
That's because you're famous, Brie. That's because you're famous.
No.
It's insane. And also, like, do you just want a gift? Is that what's happening? Because I'll just send you a gift. I just don't want to fucking go.
I'll send you your KitchenAid stand mixer. Never talk to me again.
Yeah. It's gotten insane. I think Instagram makes us feel like it's happening even more because we just see the whole world getting married all day, every day.
Yes.
And I'm like, but and with the babies too, I'm like, but you do know we aren't gonna have water in like 10 years. Why are you having a baby? That is bonkers.
What the fuck do we do? How do we tell the straight people and the Mormons to stop doing this?
Stop soaking. We have no water left.
But gay people are like they love babies now too. It's just
It's crazy.
The last thing I have to say about this everything else I've said is like a half joke here. The real thing, what I'm about to say here is very real.
I cannot wait for what this is going to be.
Gay wedding fashion, specifically gay male weddings, unacceptable. It is disgusting. The weird suit where like you wear a loafer and you no sock and I can like see your foot skin. Call the police. Call the police. I don't want to see it. It's just like can't there be like this is real. Everything else I said you can't cancel me for because it's a comedy podcast and it was half a joke. If you want to cancel me for how upset I am at gay male wedding fashion, you can cancel me for this.
Specifically foot skin.
The foot is, what I'm talking about.
I can picture this couple.
Like,
I
it's
actually
like,
can't. Can you please in detail describe this to me? Because you're going to pull it up.
I bet if I just Google gay wedding,
it's every gay couple that queer tea on Instagram posts.
It makes me like want to not identify as a queer person anymore. It's just upsetting.
Don't you love those moments in life when like the internalized homophobia just kind of stirs?
Okay, I'm seeing full shoes. Oh, I see.
Oh,
are you talking about the top of the foot?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Top of the foot, the third fucking picture.
Yeah.
Call the police. Fourth picture. Both of them.
Both of them.
Call the police.
What is it about socks that gay men don't want them at their weddings?
Well, here's what it is. It's a tough. Sorry, I had to really process
Ban
that.
all
Brilliant.
socks.
Rather than it being a black tie affair, it's a sockless affair. They're like, no socks.
No socks.
No socks, no service.
No socks, no service.
Socks, no
Socks,
service.
no service. It was a big fashion moment in like 2010 where you'd have like the very tapered dress pant and it would like you wouldn't wear a sock with it. And contrary to public opinion, a lot of gay men have horrible fashion. And so now they're at the age of getting married, but when they were 20, that was like a really cool silhouette.
Right.
And now it's 10 years later and we have to look at bare ankles and I just can't take it. I can't take it.
I will say on a lady, I like a little ankle.
Listen, I'll take I love like a weird fashion short silhouette on a man. It can happen at your wedding. I don't want to see a man's ankle at a wedding. I just don't. Straight or gay. I just don't want to see it.
God is in the building. We're in church. Put that ankle away.
Or like, why not turn a look? Like, just like wear just a jock strap. I'll support that. I just don't want bad fashion in a gay wedding. Like it's one of the few things that like the straight world allows us to be is fashionable. And why aren't we thriving?
I love this.
Perfect note to go out on.
Literally, this was
Justin,
amazing.
You were phenomenal.
So funny. You're so funny.
Butt plugs. These are our plugs. We call them butt plugs. What are you working on? One more time. What can people search on Spotify so that they can keep up with your work? And what are your handles?
My handles are at Tranter Justin on Instagram, and I just started TikTok like a week ago because I have a record label now, and I like realized as a songwriter, I don't really have to promote my work because the artists go and promote it. But now that I have a record label, I want to, if I can find a way to help promote my artists as well as them promoting themselves, I want to. So there is a TikTok now, which is also Tranter Justin. Because I was so late to all the social media, people just stole my name. And that's just too much. Too much work to like. I guess you can like make them buy it back. It's too much work. I'm busy. But and then for my songs, like if you, I'm doing a lot with the Italian glam band Mooniskin, which is spelled like main skin.
Yeah.
So I had their new song that just came out called Supermodel.
You know them, Bre?
Yeah, that's so cool.
They're amazing. They're really fucking cool. And a whole bunch of other pop stuff coming out, but I'm never allowed to talk about it until it's out. Rise of the Pink Ladies is coming to Paramount Plus.
This is a list.
It's a lot, but yeah,
this is a list.
You know,
this is amazing.
Yeah, and since this is a very, very gay podcast, if you like musicians who make gay music, please check out Jake Wesley Rogers, who is signed to my label. He's one of the best singer-songwriters I've ever worked with in my life. Jake Wesley Rogers, he's unbelievable.
Wow, that's so nice of you to plug someone else.
Well, he's signed to my label, so it's kind of like plugging myself.
And don't we love to plug ourselves in all kinds of ways? Bre, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Breanne Williamson, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I have a podcast, I Can Explain podcast, when I'm not co-hosting over here. And
for an extended period of time that we don't really know when it's going to end, and I'm choosing not to give any Bre any information about that because I'm trying maybe to find a way to keep her forever.
Fun.
And
no comment.
I'm like, and anyways, no, I'm joking. I also am, once I get the software figured out and off of my notes app, I'm about to start funding for my next film, which is going to be a queer holiday rom-com with no trauma, just fun, cheesy rom-com vibes. So I'm really excited to make something just like really fun and light for the holidays. No dark coming out stories incorporated. And
hey, listen, I know what movie you're talking about, and I made the soundtrack to that movie, so you're gonna have to really button that up over there.
I'm not talking about any specific movie. In the past, I've made some stuff that has to come with like, you know, coming out and stuff, which is really
good
fun.
Save, Bre. Good save. Everyone on the fucking internet knows what movie. In fact, when people talk about the film, most of the time they go, great soundtrack. That's the first thing they say.
That's not true.
No, I actually love everything that's out there already, but I just want to make something really cheesy and fun. It's going to be like holiday. There's going to be a lot of like gay bar holiday parties going on. It's going to be really fun and really like campy and cheesy and rom-com vibes. So I'm excited about that. If you're into that kind of stuff, check it out on my Instagram, and we'll be posting about like the production side as I start planning for.
And if you guys don't sign up for my fucking text list and see me live, I'm gonna lose my mind.
No, I have to say one thing about the text list harassment, Ashley. So my two favorite comedians are you and Jen Kirkman.
I am honored. I am honored.
Like Jen Kirkman has like I just think she's changed my life the way I look at it through her comedy, and she's amazing. And the amount of time that both of you spend harassing your fans about how dare you ask me a question of am I playing Boston when I was just in Boston? How dare you? I'm going to murder you. And I because you're the only two comedians that because I like and engage with you both enough, I see every single thing you post. And I'm just like, the amount, I find it amusing. I think the harassment is hysterical, but I'm like, there is somebody out there who is like, why this? I actually feel like you might kill someone over your text list. I actually think it
That'll
might
be
happen.
how it all ends. That's when the notes app will really come out. I apologize for murdering that person, for asking me if I was in Tampa the day after I went to Tampa. Thank you so much for supporting my career. This is the end. I'm in the electric chair. Have a good day, everybody.
No, if someone apologizes for murder via notes app, that's peak internet. Like the internet has to shut down the day after. It has to.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you so much. Patreon.com/WHGS. We are rapidly expanding. We're bringing on 2 new team members to help Alex out and me, frankly. And I'm finally going to have a separate room to record in than my living, sleeping, dining space. I'm moving. So I appreciate you. Those of you who are funding that move on the Patreon, this is going to be very good for my mental health, not to sleep next to where I eat dinner, watch TV, and record this podcast. It's going to be nice to have a separate room and a door. But for the gay thought today, what is the threshold for you hauling? When is it too early? Because I think it's age dependent. I think if you're 34 like I am, you can move in with someone after a year, not U-hauling. But if you're 24, that's U-hauling. But what do you consider, what is the number of days dated or months, whatever, write in, that you're like, that was too fast, that's a U-haul. Let me know, listener. I'm sappy today. I'm grateful for all of you, all your kind notes. Thank you. I hope you have a great week. Listener, I know times are tough right now, and maybe you are in a pinch for some extra cash. Gas prices are high. It's wedding season. Whatever you need, Dave has you covered. And I've been in that position where do I need another suit for another wedding? Nah! You got to go check out that Dave app. It's got you covered. Dave is the banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. That's more money to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, or catch up on bills. There's no interest and no credit check needed. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and you need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from future you. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve. Member FDIC. Future you will thank you. Compensated spokesperson. Advances up to $500 are available to new members with extra cash accounts. Subject to availability and approval. Terms and express fees apply. See http://dave.com/legal for details. Designed by Dave, not a bank. Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Holds all deposits and issues the Dave debit card pursuant to a license from MasterCard.